I think that it is important to remember, we talk about a lot of programs, but what ails our schools and what is killing our kids in schools is not a little, you can't sort of fix it with a program here or a program there. There's systematic cheating of our, and there's no other really way to describe it, cheating of poor kids and kids of color in this country. And let me tell you how the story goes, okay? So we take there are church people in the house tonight. You know the Matthew effect? Do you know what the Matthew effect is? The sociologists use it in quoting Matthew's gospel. Them that's got gets, them that don't, right? And that's exactly what we do with our schools. We take the kids who have the very least in their families, the least in their communities, and we give them the least at school. And then, to add insult to injury, we turn around and we blame their families and we blame their communities for these kids not doing well. If we wanted black kids, poor kids, Latino kids to achieve at high levels, we would very simply give them the best schools that we have, but we do just the opposite. We fund their schools at lower levels, we give them weaker teachers, we give them weaker curriculum, and then we make ourselves feel better. We make ourselves feel better and say, this kid's life is so hard, her life is so hard, we can't ask her to do algebra because her mom is, her mom is not home. She doesn't have any place to do She doesn't have any place to do her homework. She doesn't have a daddy at home. We can't ask her to learn to do trigonometry. We can't ask her to study physics. No, that is exactly the way that girl is going to get herself out of that neighborhood. We are killing these kids with, pity. More than anything else, teachers matter. Teachers make the biggest difference for our kids. And the way our schools are set up in America is high poverty schools serving high concentrations of kids of color are the boot camps for other schools. That is, they get the very newest teachers in. Now, I don't have anything in particular against new teachers, but new teachers are like new doctors, like new lawyers, like new anything else. They're new. They don't know what they're doing, right? And so they come into our schools. They come into the schools where the kids need it the most. They come into the schools where kids don't have computers at home. They come into the schools where kids aren't going to Yellowstone for vacation or Paris. And these are kids who depend on their teachers for content knowledge and classroom management. And so we get the newest teachers, they sort of work out their, they earn their stripes on our kids, and then they move on. They move on to other schools, and we get new teachers and new teachers and new teachers. And to go to the discipline point, when you look at school discipline, new teachers are much more likely than other teachers to refer kids out as discipline problems, not because the kids are problematic, it's because these people, mostly women, don't have their classroom management skills together yet, and they can't handle the children. And so rather than saying, it's something about me and I don't know how to handle this class yet, it's like, you get that boy out of my class. And so we get the newest teachers, we get the teachers most likely teaching out of field. Black kids are twice as likely as white kids to be taught mathematics by somebody who themselves didn't study mathematics. So how are we supposed to learn math if we aren't being taught by people who studied math themselves? So teachers really, really matter.